The first of the year, we saw the very first $100,000 Bitcoin, but here on February 28th, the last day of February, it's down to 84,000. The guys explain what you should do and where we should go from here. Crypto Oasis starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of Crypto Oasis. I am joined, of course, by the Moon Gang, Charlie and Miguel. What's going on, guys?
Yo, it's going good.
All right, so listen, let's get right into this before we get into the crypto mindset course. I'm going to start with Miguel here, and then I'll go to Charlie. Like I said in the intro, we saw a $100,000 Bitcoin. That is something that you guys predicted that would happen. And then you guys said it would eventually level out. So for those who missed that, okay, the market is going to, it's going to even itself out. There's going to be some balance. What is your opinion on the reason why we've gone from $100,000 Bitcoin and then in under 2 months, it's dropped by $16,000? Miguel, what are your thoughts on that?
So, I mean, Bitcoin going to $100,000 a cycle was it was going to happen anyway. It was just the time. The space is getting bigger and bigger. It's a multi-trillion-dollar asset class, but it really was this whole thing of the drop that happened with Bitcoin wasn't really a Bitcoin problem. It was a macro problem. So I think some of the Trump tariffs and some of the stuff going on in the real world are starting to freak some people out. Okay. And because this industry is starting to get ETF money and it's starting to get kind of TradFi money, which is traditional finance money, when they get really shaken out or really shaken, it brings down the market. So like all these dips have not been like, we recently had like a hack for like $1.2 billion, but that's really just a drop in the bucket. And it was pretty much, money was made back within like a week or less. So it wasn't really that big of a problem. Now, it shouldn't have happened, but it wasn't that big of a problem. It's mostly been kind of weakness in equities and kind of what's been going on with like geopolitical tensions and stuff like that. But the crypto market, this is really normal for us. A 50% correction you usually get multiple 50%, 40% corrections throughout a bull run. Bitcoin's only down literally like down like 20, 30 grand tops. That's really not that much on an asset that went up to like $108,000, which is pretty crazy. When we had been here on the show with you, Donovan, and Bitcoin had been like 20 grand.
Yeah, I remember when we first started. Yeah, it was $20,000, and now it's now it's all the way up to it's all the way up to 84,224. Listen, pardon me. Charlie, what are your thoughts on what has happened from the start of the year to now, February 28th? We're going into March. March 1st is tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin dropping from 100K to 84K in such, I guess, a relative short period of time?
Yeah, so you got to look at, okay, who are the biggest players right now in, like Miguel said, what's happening in macro, but then also what's happening within crypto. So if you look at calendar year 2024, biggest thing to happen for Bitcoin in 2024 was January. I think it was like January 10th, 2024. They were able to get the Bitcoin ETF approved. Then money inflows just started walloping into Bitcoin. What happened at that time was you had Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market already in an uptrend from the rumor that the ETF was going to get approved. Once you got inflows from BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK Invest, and these other Grayscale and these other companies, once you had first of all, it was Grayscale outflows kind of slowed down the pump, and then inflows basically got us to kind of a blowout, a little bit of a early local top on, I think it was March or April of last year. Then we had like all of consolidation last summer. What that was BlackRock and other large organizations accumulating more Bitcoin. One of the countries that sold was Germany. They sold about $500 million worth of Bitcoin. And that's when Bitcoin was last its cheapest. It dropped down about 49K and some change, and was stable around 55K for the most part. And then from there, we had the run that we had up to 100K. And mainly because, all of these organizations, the ETF inflows were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the one thing crypto was missing, and this is mainly because Ethereum from that exact time when the inflows were happening into a lot of the Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum actually became inflationary again. It was deflationary for the first part of the cycle, and it actually had outpaced Bitcoin and done pretty well. But then when it became inflationary again, Ethereum slowed down. That slowed down the interest of retail, so everyday average people. Also, the stat to know over the last year or two has been that Americans, the average American savings has gone back to basically in debt. And since the savings was really high back during the pandemic because everybody had stimmy checks and everybody was at home and not spending much and all that stuff. Hold on a second. Just because all of that was happening, what do you call it? You haven't had that much retail into the market yet. And so since you haven't had much retail in the market, we started getting a lot of outflows at the beginning of this year on the ETFs from BlackRock and these other companies. And because of that, that's one of the reasons why the price dropped. Now there's speculation as to why they're doing that, right? There is now the Litecoin ETF, the Doge ETF, the Solana ETF, the Cardano ETF, the Polkadot ETF. Jeez. I think probably others too, but yeah, there's a lot of ETFs coming down the road, and they may be rotating towards the altcoin season here for the last part of the bull market.
Miguel, what'd you have to add?
The SEC has been dropping lawsuits as well. The Richard Hart lawsuit has been dropped. The SEC,
yeah, the R8, is that what they're talking about here in the chat? Yeah. Okay, what are the implications of that?
So the SEC has been very anti-crypto. This is there's been a lot like I was saying earlier with Trump coming into office, right? He's gonna be shaking things up. The equity market isn't happy, as well as they're gonna, what Trump's gonna do is gonna take some time for it to have the positive effects. But the second half of the year is gonna be very, very price positive for crypto. We have the Doge. We have the Doge. We got the 5,000 Doge dollar rebate that's going to be happening for everybody pretty soon. Okay. Even if it isn't $5,000, it could be $1,000. It's really good for the economy. Last time that everyone got $1,200, you had meme coins, you had all a crypto pump with all this extra capital. If it is $5,000, it's going to be a very, very nice pump. But one of the big things that kind of happened is, as Trump came into office, is they got rid of Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler decided to leave the office because he was going to get fired if he didn't. He was extremely, extremely corrupt and anti-crypto. He brought lawsuits against some of my friends, actually. I had friends in the industry.
Damn, are you serious?
Yeah, I am very serious. Extremely serious. Like fictitious lawsuits and stuff going after individuals, not just the coins or the coin founders or the foundations. They were going after individuals. They persecuted and went after people within the Hex ecosystem. And and now the cases have been dropped, and the SEC essentially dismissed it, saying, yeah, this is bullshit. So they just dismissed they're systematically dismissing every lawsuit. They just dismissed Kraken's lawsuit, Gemini's, Coinbase, the Richard Hart one. Basically, they basically had a lawsuit on every single major entity in crypto had a lawsuit with the SEC, or a complaint at least, and now they're being systematically dropped right now.
Jesus Christ, man. So let me ask you guys this question. So, and again, off the air, we were talking about like the Trump tariffs and everything like that. Do you guys, and I'll start with Charlie here. Do you anticipate another, I don't want to say another bear, because obviously this is kind of sort of the end of the bull run. I think we talked about this could be the end of the bull run. And is this an indication that we are about to enter into a bear run, or is this just sort of an aberration? Is this just sort of a dip because of the change in the presidential administration?
Yeah, so like Miguel said before, these types of dips in Bitcoin and crypto in general are pretty standard during bull markets. Okay. If you actually look at the dips we've had so far this bull market, they've actually been less than the previous ones. Okay. And there's a special indicator called the Pi Cycle Top Indicator, which tells you if a blow off macro top has happened in Bitcoin or not. So far that hasn't occurred. And then also under that indicator, the bottom moving average on that indicator is the 111-day moving average. And every time Bitcoin has gone anywhere between 10 to 25% below that level, it's been a very good buy opportunity in the bull market. Right now, just in the last few days, Bitcoin was 19% below there. So pretty much boom, right spot on the average of what we've had this entire bull market anytime we've had a discount in the market. So it's pretty normal. Like Miguel said, Trump is shaking a lot of things up. Things are moving around. I think We might have a little bit more of an announcement about other tariffs on Tuesday. And around that time, a lot of the market probably is a little bit like gun shy and being like, hey, is this going to cause another dip in the market? And if the market holds and starts to reaccumulate, we could be going up from there. One thing we love to do for the crypto mindset course is every time that we get, we don't sell the course when we're at tops, because that's when people usually want to be getting in.
Right.
We try to sell the course during bottoms so that we can get our guys in at the best prices. And so the way we have this one set up currently is we're on day 46 of the 60-day cycle, meaning the next 8 to 9 days is when we're scouting for a 60-day cycle low, mainly because we had a bearish 60-day cycle with the high very early up at about that 109,000 all-time high. So pretty much in the next 1 week, max 10 days, we'll likely see that low. And then we get to see in the first half of March what kind of bounce we get. And during that time, that's usually the best time to be accumulating on a quarter-to-quarter basis here in the crypto space. So we have all of our webinars here from March 1st until March 17th to cover that period.
Now, let me ask you this, Miguel. In your opinion, just talking about, Charlie's talking about the dip and then the subsequent bounce here, I guess the beginning, middle of March. Yeah. How high do you anticipate that bounce to get? I mean, I know that's putting you on the spot, but just
right. I mean, but I'd say it'd be pretty moderate. I mean, obviously, it's going to put us right back at least above $100,000 Bitcoin.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, because we're not that far. I mean, we're at like what $84,000 right now. I mean, it's just like a little hop and a skip, and then we're basically at 101,000. It's going to the real test is whether we're going to in the month of March get back above its all-time high. But I think we will be back above $100,000 before the end of March. There's a lot of positive things happening in March. Mostly, not really for the Bitcoin, I should say, but I should say there's major players in the game, like Ethereum, that's finally going to get a different types of ETFs. Market weighted ETFs. So you're finally going to have joint ETFs where because one of the reasons people just buy the Bitcoin one is because they only have so much money. You know what? Let me just buy the Bitcoin one. I know that one. Wow, this one I can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum at the same time. Cool. Then I'll just buy that one. And it's going to be added volume on Ethereum. They're also doing major upgrades to Ethereum. That's going to increase. It's going to make it cheaper to do transactions on Ethereum, as well as
good.
They're going to, they're kind of centralizing Ethereum a little bit, but basically making it easier for BlackRock and these people to essentially give out yield on Ethereum. So you'll be able to buy an Ethereum ETF where you get paid essentially a dividend for staking. So as you buy it, they buy Ethereum on the market, they stake it for you. Of course, they take their cut and they give you the yield. So it might be a 3 to 4% yield, on something. So it's that's pretty for TradFi, that is very, very, very lucrative for that. And they're like, wow. So I have an asset that can multiply in a year, and on top of that, it pays me 3% in cash flow. I like that. And so that's what's going to really help investors out and stuff. And so I think Ethereum is going to have a very good back half of the year. And you also have Sonic as well, who's doing like a $200 million airdrop that starts in March. So you're going to start seeing a lot of people starting to get, coins basically, or coins as well and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Me and Charlie probably can't name everything off, but it's just like we start noticing, as we've been in the space for 8 years, you start noticing a lot of coincidences. Wow, why everyone just seems to magically be dropping in March. That's so
you know what's crazy about this Richard Hart thing right here is right now the Richard Hart ecosystem is low liquidity. Every time it's been low liquidity, it's been pumped in price so far this bull market. Also, if you look at Pulse X on this news, Pulse X within literally probably this is, if I go down to the hourly, this is since the last 2 hours. Pulse X on the news has pumped 63%. So that's more returns than Warren Buffett within.
I made a lot of money today.
Holy shit! Everybody's getting this. Somebody put in the chat Hex Lambos incoming.
No, I'm not even joking around. Yeah, literally multiple Hex Lambos. Not even
the aliens are taking over. That's all I'll say.
I gotta get a new Rolly.
Listen, this guy. Look at you guys flexing. Got our first question here. Paisa Network says, "What do I buy, bros, for long haul options?" Miguel.
I am so sorry. Let's see. Oh, okay. What about? Okay, for long haul options, right? So obviously the big two Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? These are the tried and true, like they will not fail you. That we only have 2 blue chips, but something interesting that's going to happen. Some of the research that we're going to be doing when the bear market does happen, sometime in 2026 or 2027, when the all-time lows are in, is figuring out this cycle bear market is going to be very interesting because I think we're going to have the first kind of graduation of like a brand new 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 more coins that are going to graduate into like, oh, these are like gilded, these are like they're in the club basically. And as funny as that's going to say, it's going to be Dogecoin, right? It's just, I know it's ridiculous, it's true, but it's actually done extremely well for its entire history. It does look ridiculous, but when it does move, it does very well with Bitcoin and against Bitcoin in terms of just like keeping up with its returns. I mean, at some, like, literally we're going to have Doge last night, right? Doge last night hit about 18 cents, and it's going to hit $1. It's already, like, it's in process right now. This is why me and Charlie are scratching our heads and just can't believe how probably short-sighted people are. They're about to pass an ETF for Dogecoin.
What?
Which I predicted. I actually said it on the show a long time ago, but we've been predicting, an ETF for Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Everyone's like, Miguel, Charlie, you crazies. There's no way, bro. There's no way there's going to be an ETF. You get these charlatans out of here. This is and every single time, everything we've said has come true. It is coming true right now. I even said there might even be an ETF for XRP, which I don't like.
What? Oh, wow. Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
we do have actually, can't mention too many details, but it seems likely that within the next 3 months, we're probably going to have the first 2 countries with a central bank digital currency as well.
Get the fuck out of here. Wow. How certain are you of that? Can you put a percentage on that?
60%. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. And if I told you, if I told you the countries, you'd be like, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's not American based.
Okay. All right.
Thankfully.
Look, hashtag stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Trump has actually signed a executive order saying within his administration, within the 4 years, they cannot create a central bank digigal currency for the U.S., which is really good.
Trump is handling his business. What's your answer to the Paisa network? What do you suggest that he buy for long haul options, Charlie?
There's a bunch of coins that we like. I mean, Doge, like Miguel was saying, is kind of your tried and true easy play here in crypto. Bitcoin as well, of course. I would say Sonic and Sui. Sonic is one that used to be called Phantom. It's now Sonic. Today, I think Andre Krohn, the founder of that, he's leading this thing called the Sonic Foundation, which is the group that's going to try to promote and get the word out there for the Sonic blockchain. And what he is doing, both on the technical side as well as on the marketing side, is really getting kind of like the best grown crypto ecosystem right now, because Ethereum's making a few mistakes on their layer 2s and being inflationary again. Bitcoin's doing just fine. Some of the other layer ones like Solana had too many meme coins and extraction plays on that chain. So because there were so many people basically just taking people's money and converting it back into Bitcoin and stuff,
right.
That went well for a bit, but then it kind of limited the upside potential of Solana over the last 1 year, even though it did do really well. But right now, Sonic, I think, has kind of the whole best thing going on for it. Sui is pretty good too. Sui is more like a venture capitalist play, so you got the big boys in on that one. So it moves a little bit slower because it's less organic, but with that one, it's going to be doing very similar to what Solana did last cycle. So those two you can pretty much buy and hold this year into the second half of the year and be comfortable making some money.
All right, perfect. Eduardo Hex and Ethereum wants to know, how long do we have to buy Sonic under $1? Miguel, you want to take a crack at this one?
Honestly, man, like a month, maybe less.
Ooh, wow. So not very long.
Not very long. I mean, the airdrop's going to really start off. I mean, with the airdrop, it's going to boost on-chain metrics. We're probably, there's going to be billions of dollars coming in. Pendle just launched on it. I think this Monday we're going to have Aave go live on Sonic. Aave is the largest crypto lender, DeFi lender. They're basically one that's also being bought up by the Trump administration as well. And that's actually another little key point when we talk about is that how pro crypto Trump is.
Okay.
like this is a U.S. led crypto cycle. First time it's ever happened. You know, in the beginning, it was kind of too small. It was more of like a real tech nerd thing. Then it went, and then from there, it evolved. It became a little more libertarian party kind of was really behind it. And then it kind of evolved to the poker players, kind of like, you know, PokerStars.com and all those guys.
Right.
They were using Bitcoin on some sites to gamble. And then, you know, then obviously it expanded from there. And then basically it got kind of put in like where it was kind of Tokyo, sort of Japan controlled, and then from there, when that exploded, it became sort of like Asia controlled during 2017. It was real. Okay. It doesn't mean the United States wasn't in it. It was just like the majority of the Bitcoin mining, the majority of like the volume, some of the big exchanges were all foreign exchanges. This last cycle, we had America kind of coming into it. A couple of little hiccups with FTX, so big hiccups and huge stealing. But you know, you had the implosion of that. Then this time around, the United States has really like decided, hey, we're going full into this. We're supporting it, and we're going to have crypto dominance for the United States. So this is the first cycle where we've had a positive. I think positive. I mean, I think it's possible. If when Trump first got in office, you know, it's 2016. You know, it wasn't that big, and it wasn't that big. The industry wasn't $1 trillion yet. And I think, you know, once the asset class got to $1 trillion, they're like, okay, we can't ignore this anymore. We can't be negative against it. But it was 2020 was stolen.
Right. So, of course, absolutely.
Because you see Trump how he acts right now. He would have done. I mean, he would have.
Of course, he would have. He's telling us now.
He's doing it now. But this is where they kind of messed up. I mean, maybe this is the best scenario what could have happened because. If he got fairly elected in 2020, he wouldn't have had the power to do what he's doing right now.
Right. That's very true. That's actually a very good point.
Every president in their second term gets a little more crazier because they're in, and also like, I'm not gonna get reelected, so I can just go crazy a little.
Yeah, just do whatever the hell I want.
But normally you would have the House against you, or you'd have the Senate against you. I mean, he essentially basically can't lose the Supreme Court. He has the House of Representatives on lock, and basically has about a 1 seat to 2 seat probably majority on the Senate. Good. So this is the first time all 4 houses. I mean,
dude, we got power, we got control, bro.
Control, but they're working. Soros is working on it. Some. I heard he's cooking on something. He's putting some major money down to like shuffle 2-3 seats out.
You're talking about George Soros.
Yeah, George Soros.
Yeah,
I mean, that old dude is still around. He's on the Epstein list. Literally,
of course he is.
Literally on the Epstein list.
Nobody's
over here trying to mess with politics, bro. It's just I thought he retired and gave it to his son. Literally.
Look, that might be the play if he wants to stay out of trouble. But something tells me George Soros is probably going to go down swinging. You guys know that. Here is a question from Peter John Liram. I'll throw this one to Charlie. He says, do you think that Ethereum USD will capitulate down as far as 1,300 to 1,600 as per Benjamin Cohen?
So it's possible only if we do get Ethereum below 1,900. The reason why 1,900 is an important number for Ethereum is because MakerDAO has about $350 million in liquidations that would happen if it were to get down to that level. So for that to happen, Bitcoin would probably, so if we're looking at $84,000 Bitcoin right now, we're looking at $2,230 ETH. ETH right now, I think we have a really hard time going below 2,050. So for this scenario to play out, it wouldn't be until early April for that to happen. What would have to happen is Bitcoin would have to bounce up here, maybe let's say the low 90Ks, not really regain the mid 90K mark, and then dump down again and have a lot of outflows. So Wall Street, I mean, you could get them to try to get more outflows in March if you wanted. I'm trying to think of like other bear scenarios, but like Miguel said before, we had that $1.5 billion hack on Bybit, and like crypto was like, whatever. So I think it's, it's not impossible. It's not without the realm of possibility, but right now I'd give it like a 20% chance.
Okay, very good. Good answer. Good questions. Ricky Romero, I'll throw this one to Dollar Cost Crypto here. When do you think we are getting a new, and what does ATH mean for Bitcoin? What does that mean?
All-time high.
All-time, ATH. Okay, yeah, that's actually a very good question. Yeah, when do you think we're going to get a new all-time high for Bitcoin? Very good.
I mean, I would probably say a little bit after March.
Really? That's good.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to give you I was like for sure probably in the summer.
Okay.
We're gonna have a summer and stuff. There's some people that are kind of still fighting, like sell in May and go away, that sort of thing. It doesn't really exactly work for crypto all the time, but I mean, it's May has been sort of it's been a pretty flip flop sort of month in terms of as long as crypto's been around. But I would say the summer, I think we're gonna do very, very well, and it's sort of also when Trump came in office, he created a crypto group called the Working Group, which is essentially their version of Doge, except for crypto. The Crypto Task Force, the Working Group, pretty much led by David Sachs and a lot of the heads of the United States government, especially on the financial side.
Right.
And they're coming out with essentially like, hey, I think this is how we should administer, and these are the laws we should put in for crypto and for stable coins. I would imagine sometime in May or in June, we will have the first official signed stablecoins law that's going to be passed in terms of like what you need to be a stablecoin, what's the qualifications, what can you use stablecoins, what you can not use stablecoins for, and afterwards, I would say in July is when we're going to get the first kind of bills passed to like what do you need to be a corporate entity that is a U.S. based cryptocurrency company, because Trump has basically promised. And he's been a man of his word, is that no crypto taxes for long-term holders of companies that are in the crypto space. So imagine you have a Solana. Solana is a U.S.-based cryptocurrency. So if you hold Solana for a year, you may not pay taxes on it. No taxes. No taxes?
And we have the state of Utah currently is the closest state to having a strategic reserve bill passed. Within that bill, one thing that they mention is they're trying to make it so that corporations don't have to do as much KYC if they're doing crypto to crypto transactions. If they're doing crypto to fiat, which would be like a US dollar stable coin, then there would be the requirement for them to do KYC. So the reason why that's kind of interesting is because if they allow more crypto to crypto transactions to be within like a native crypto space, then they may also extend that to not only the US based cryptos, but anytime somebody in the US is exchanging one crypto for another, it may have similar to what we have in real estate, which is the like kind asset exchange. As long as crypto to crypto is a like kind asset, but back into dollars is not. And so that way the only tax you would get is exiting. We've been saying for years that would be ideal in crypto, but it would take a very positive government towards us to be able to get something like that passed. So they're kind of making baby steps towards that type of stuff right now. And actually, I wouldn't say baby steps. I would say, big steps, compared to Biden. Because Biden only made like backward steps in crypto, and they didn't do shit for years, anything positive for the industry. And right now, within a month and a half, Trump's like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
right. Yep. That's the main difference. Yeah, I think that's the main difference between Trump and Biden. They're the same age, but Biden, I think.
Charlie, PulseX flipped Pulse Chain.
Dude, PulseX right now is fucking just boom. It's literally right up to its resistance area, and it's starting to get like a little what do you call it? Little resistance or whatever there, and it's on a 93. It was on a 63% pump in the last 2 hours. Now it's on a 93% pump, so it's almost doubled.
It's my biggest bag outside of Hex in terms of
the Trump effect, baby. The Trump effect.
Hey,
Miguel Gabby wants to know: will there be the same seasons in this new cycle? We have the AI. I don't know. Is that AI?
AI. Yeah.
Okay. We have the AI new season, so there will still be an NFT season, or do you think that was a last cycle thing? Very good question.
All right, the NFT. So okay, I would say yes, we will get most of the same cycles. The NFT cycle might be just more of NFT GameFi, sort of like me. It's all becoming one thing. So you had Pudgy Penguins that came out with they were the first kind of major IP that like some guy ended up buying like Pudgy Penguins, the NFT. Yeah, okay, whatever. But he had connections to Walmart. He ended up making plushies and selling it through Walmart, and then it exploded. It went up quite a lot. And it became the sort of thing where when we did an NFT course a long time ago, back in I'd say early 23, and I remember that. Yeah, one of the few NFTs we ever recommended, besides the Trump ones, were the Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins were selling for about I think $1,600, if I remember correctly. They're well worth over $100,000 today. Very few NFTs though. I mean, I'll tell you, like there's less than 5 that really did well. So just it was just that sort of thing. But the NFT market what's happened is that a lot of the celebrities have just found, it's easier to sell and make money.
Yeah, right. Imagine that.
And then that's why like what's going to happen is some of the old NFTs are still semi-popular are probably going to make meme coins as airdrops for holders. So Bored Ape Yacht Club will probably do it. Maybe the Mutants. I would say ETH Rocks possibly. I don't think so, but it's like anything that was kind of popping last cycle or in 2017 could possibly get like a crypto coin. So it's going to be like a NFT meme coin cycle it's going to be like a little turbo boost in the middle of the meme coin cycle. There's going to be an AI thing. There's going to be, Sonic season. We're kind of still in the middle of it. It looks like we're starting Pulse Chain season. Shout out to the boys. We winning. And there's going to be, Solana season at some point again, but it's this whole thing where like, everything's going to go up and then there'll be like one ecosystem doing a little better. And then then it calms down and it flows into the next one. And that's kind of what happens is like, you end up having like a parade of like, we just had Sonic season. Our guys are major in Sonic season. So this last drop, our guys barely, we noticed, but we're like, we did so much, like we missed basically a giant crash because our guys were so deep in Sonic. And now everyone's still, oh my God, Bitcoin's 84,000. I go, my portfolios can't maintain. We're pretty big in Pulse Chain as well. We're winning right now too. Now,
okay.
Beautiful. What dip? It's I can't hear poor over there.
You're stupid.
Yeah, one other little bit on the NFT thing there is you also have Trump looking to potentially, right? It's been rumored as of today that he may actually launch an NFT platform, not just like for his NFTs, but like for exchanging NFTs. So, because I think it was just yesterday, I forget if it was in Congress or where it was exactly, but you had people on C-SPAN having charts being like, this is the meme coin jump of the Trump coin. And this is why we need to get rid of presidents being able to have meme coins because meme coins are now legal, but presidents shouldn't be able to pump them. And it's kind of
any fucking excuse, man. Any excuse at all, man. Ease Chill with the $10 super chat says, yo, they just dropped the SEC case on Richard Hart. Now we've sort of touched on that throughout this, particular podcast. Miguel, talk to me about the significance, like, for those of us who are, who've been living under a rock, explain the Richard Hart case and why it's substantial that the SEC case or that the SEC has dropped the case on Richard Hart.
Well, it's really a 2-part thing. There's the community side. And then there's the kind of going up to Richard part. So I'll go up to the Richard part. So basically, they're mad at him for launching. So he essentially did kind of a community drive, right, where he just created the technology. Hey, this is how it's going to work. You have to deposit Ethereum. This is for Hex, by the way. For Hex, it launched in 2019 in December, and it basically was a kind of a 1-year launch date where like for 365 days. You could buy the starting price, and the starting price would kind of decrease or increase depending on demand, right?
Okay.
And so they were fighting over like whether that was an ICO. It technically really wasn't. It was more just it's sort of like he launched like a community meme coin essentially under the law, but like because the laws weren't in place then, it basically was kind of a gray zone because we never had any crypto legislation to tell us what's legal or not legal. So it's like, how can we comply to something we can't comply to if we don't know what to comply to? Right. That's the sort of thing. Then during 2021, he launched Pulse Chain and PulseX. He made that something called the sacrifice, which essentially was like, hey, I don't care. This money's getting sent here. That's out of I don't care about that money anymore. And he launched Pulse Chain and PulseX. The coins were given to people in 20. It was launched. It was essentially raised in 21 and essentially launched in 2023 in May. And people got their coins. The coins went up. They dumped down, and then the SEC came after Richard, basically saying because essentially about $1 billion was raised.
Yeah,
$1 billion was raised, and they were essentially saying, "Hey, that's illegal" and everything like that. And what the courts have figured out, it's not really. They really didn't have any case to do it because he didn't even promise like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you guys hundreds of thousands of dollars." The one thing he did say was Hex was going to do a 10,000x return, which it did do. So if you make a promise, hey man, I promise you guys, Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000, and it didn't hit 100,000, then there possibly could be a case here because you're promising stuff, but the promise was kept. was like the thing with the Richard Hart, because like the coin dropped, the original hex dropped so low, it was fractions of pennies. Like I mean, I'm gonna tell you this, like one Ethereum, which was about $80 to $100 at the time, was worth at one point probably like $5 million.
God damn.
I'm telling you, bro. And yes, I threw some of that in there at the time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course, sir. Of course. Hex Jesus here, but but like anything. This is what people don't understand too: is that cryptocurrencies are volatile. Right? When the bear market hits, it's horrible. It's horrible. But that's why we can make you need volatility, right? Because you can crash so low, people fumble bags. We have bought since we've been in, right? I remember buying about $500 Bitcoin when I first got in 2016.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie both bought the all-time low in 2019. We bought $3,300, $3,800 Bitcoin. It pumped up to $69,000 in 21. It crashed. And then at the end of 22, we were like, we were on your show. We were on Fresh and Fit. We were on every red pill show on this planet, on our hands and knees. Buy Bitcoin. We were saying, don't even buy the course.
You guys begged it. Just buy the Bitcoin. Yeah, I remember that.
Bitcoin was $18,000.
God.
Where's it at right now?
We're at 84, man. And we're going to crash.
But it's dipping. Next month. It's crashing.
Oh, yeah.
we come in these shows.
Are always right.
And we come on these shows when it does. It's like, honestly, like we should just come on these show when Bitcoin's hitting a brand new all-time high. Bitcoin today hits 150,000 for the first time. Crypto mindset, you guys. Come on, you guys.
There you go.
This is the time. No, we come here when the market dips, when we think you guys, and it's to our detriment, actually.
Of course.
It's to our detriment. Like we should honestly just come on here on the show when prices are nothing but going up and everything like that.
Yeah, then everybody, it'd be like a feeding frenzy.
Exactly, but the reason we do this is to make sure that if any of your viewers are watching and like, you know what, I don't know if I should listen to these guys or not, you at least look at we gave you the free sauce, and then you're like, wow, I am up. Holy crap, they're right. And at the very least they're in, and they didn't get wrecked, which is the important part. And this is not our first rodeo, right? We've been here over 2 cycles. This is the 3rd cycle coming up. We've been teaching people since 2020. We're the longest running cryptocurrency course on the planet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's concurrently still running, by the way.
That's right.
Most people, there are some older courses, and they disappeared within 6 months. They got their cash grab and then left. We never abandoned our guys throughout the entire thing, because we also follow kind of like the red pill tenets. We support our guys. It's like it's like, oh, I helped this guy get a girlfriend, and then help this guy get a girlfriend, he gets dumped, and I was like, well, too bad, bro. I got you your girlfriend later.
No, we got you.
It's like there's a guy in the step of the Church of Donovan Sharpe got divorce raped, and sorry, bro, I'm busy. No, close the door. You don't do that. You can't do that.
No, we got to talk you all the way through, man. And that I think is probably one of the greatest advantages of signing up for the course, is that you guys don't abandon your guys. You guys have done this for years. Your track record is tried and true. Dude, your predictions, I don't know, man. I can't really put a percentage on it, but I can't remember the last time that the two of you were wrong. So let's seamlessly segue into the crypto mindset course. Charlie, just give my guys, sort of a broad stroke, what they're going to get when they sign up for quarter number 1 of the crypto mindset course.
Sure. I actually have a calendar schedule if you'd like me to share that.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me see.
I can just share.
Yeah, go ahead and share something, and then I'll give you the permission to share it.
Just a moment. Okay, if I go here and then
the stage. All right, good stuff. Okay, perfect.
All right, sweet. So yeah, this is the calendar for the Q1 Crypto Mindset course. So we're going to be starting webinars here actually tomorrow night on Saturday, March 1st.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yep. So very soon here. Everybody who wants to be able to get in on the live for Q1, the Q1 thesis, where we break down everything that we think is going to happen here over the next 3 months. So end of Q1 being March, and then going into the first half of Q2, we're going to be describing how we think that's all going to go about, what the different scenarios are, and everything like that. If you get in, because we're going to leave this open here for Donovan for the next 5 days. If you happen to get in a little bit later and you missed the first 3 webinars here, don't worry, they're all recorded. So you'll be able to get all of our other ways to get in the course will be closed. So only through Donovan will be the place here to get into the last section of the crypto mindset course. So it's kind of like the doors closing and the fire is coming at your heels and you're about to get in there, but make sure that you do.
Good analogy, man.
But here then we have on the 2nd, which is Sunday, we have our top 50 coin list, which is we take over the hundreds of thousands of coins that we have in the market, we whittle it down to our top 50, where you can actually make money in the market. Because 95% of crypto is, a bunch of shit coins that are not going to do well for you, right? And so we make sure to get that for you. Then we have top portfolio strategies where we break down, okay, what's a busy person portfolio look like versus somebody who's brand new to crypto versus somebody who's been in crypto quite a while. And then we work this into risk management as well, telling you how to play defense in crypto.
Oh, nice. Sure I like that.
Do not lose money because, if you lose money, right, that can sometimes be just as bad as, not making money for some people. So we want to make sure that you mitigate your risk. And then we build in some technical analysis here on the 60-day cycle so we can get you into the best swing trades here at the beginning of Q1, at the beginning of the next Bitcoin 60-day cycle. So that's the first section here of the course, and it's really jam-packed with a lot of stuff related towards dollar cost averaging, getting some trades set up, and really making sure that you are looking to your downside as well for risk. So that way we kind of set you up as best as possible at the beginning of the new 60-day cycle, as well as at the end of this quarter.
It sounds like, and it looks like you guys have webinars all the way up until the 17th. Am I reading that incorrectly?
Correct.
Yep. But Miguel, I don't know if you want to explain a little bit about once we
go ahead, Miguel.
This break here, because we will be from the 6th to the 9th. We have a break here because me and Miguel will be speaking at the Pulse Chain conference here in Las Vegas.
Ah, very cool. Very cool.
Me and Charlie are getting invited to a lot of cryptocurrency conferences to speak.
I can imagine.
So we're speaking there. It's gonna be, this is a Pulse Chain one. This is the biggest one of the year, basically the 369 tour, essentially.
Okay.
If anyone knows too, on Friday we have an after party and stuff too. So come through and stuff. You guys are all invited. We got free out. We got literally open bar and everything. So,
and this is next Friday.
This is, yes, I believe next Friday. Yeah, the first official day.
Okay, very good, excellent.
Yeah, because I think the 7th, because
the 7th. Yeah, you're right.
7th. Okay.
The 6th is Thursday, and the Thursday is kind of like a pre-day with people just meeting up and stuff. And the 7th is
right. Yeah, the 7th is next Friday. We sometimes forget that February has 28 days.
It's crazy, right? They put they made the shortest day of the year.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. That's not. I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, but hey, 28's the money number, man. But so as soon as we're back, we're gonna be talking about on-chain analytics, right? On-chain analytics is basically, this is a really interesting thing about crypto, is that it's open source, it's transparent, and you can essentially look on chain to see what's happening. So only in crypto can you see what every other whale is doing in the background. Usually it's only the most highest level people inside of like the NASDAQ or anything can see what everybody is doing. In crypto, I can see what the largest Bitcoin whales and the largest wallets are doing. Are they selling? Are they buying? Are they just transferring coin? What are they doing? And you can do this from Bitcoin to the lowest of little shit coins, which is so interesting. From Solana to Pulse Chain to Sonic, doesn't matter what L1. Even the smallest coin in the ecosystem, I can look at how much is the largest holder, how much is the smallest holder, what's the average holder, what have the largest whales been accumulating or dumping? Oh, they've been accumulating over this last dump. Wow, so that means they must have conviction on the coin. And we teach people how to do this and what's the useful on-chain analytics. There's a bunch of websites that we use to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now it's a lot more work to do. Outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, you have to put a lot more elbow grease into like figuring out the other coins.
Right.
So we have like really simple kind of ways to show people like on a meme coin, right? Because like on some of these meme, if you're going to invest in meme coins, you're probably going to be in them barely at all. Just a little jump in, maybe a little pump and stuff, and then you leave it for the long term, and that's it. With like something like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of these larger major coins, you can put in a lot more work to figure something out for yourself and then get into a really good position. So it's just another feather in the cap that we show people of how to get better. Charlie teaches TA, I teach people FA.
Right.
Next webinar, which is fundamental analysis. So I show you how to do research on coins. So I'll show you how to look or how to process looking into the team members, the founder, what does the token do, its tokenomics, its supply, how much inflation does it have? Does it have no inflation? Is it deflationary? Charlie's looking at more or less like just a simple way, like he's looking at the charts, the price, and essentially, is there a pattern there where like, wow, this is actually, it's been accumulated really well. So when me and Charlie come in, like, yo, I think this coin, I'm looking at like, because one thing I also teach in fundamental analysis is psychological levels in a way where like it's kind of the psychology of it. That's where me and Charlie kind of cross right there. Where like we start talking about, I think I found a coin, I like how it looks. Charlie's like, oh wow, the chart looks incredible. We started looking at some of the on-chain analytics in the background, and like, holy crap, it's all green flags. I think we got one.
Damn,
whoa,
very good.
So it's this trifecta. It's this trifecta and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of why we layer it like this too, because the first section here is relevant for absolutely everybody in crypto. It's like what is happening right now, and then this section here is that core analysis. That why do we come to the conclusions we came to here, and then how do you play those situations best? Like, so we kind of go from absolutely most relevant information right now to core information that you always need to be up on, and then we after we come back for the second half here. Then we go into more advanced stuff. So it's kind of like current, and then beginner to intermediate, and then we go intermediate to advanced to round off here.
Okay, good stuff, man. Quick question here. This is actually not the question I wanted to have. Clean Benz wants to know, give your thoughts on Solana's unlock. That's interesting.
Yeah, it'll probably keep the price sideways for a bit. I mean, price has already dropped so much that if we get a bounce here, any of those coins that have become unlocked, people probably won't sell them right away. So it might give a little extra sell pressure on Solana as it goes up. So it might kind of take more time for Solana to come back compared to some other chains like Sonic, because Sonic has so much momentum going for it right now. If we get a good move in the macro part of crypto with Bitcoin and Ethereum, then that one probably has way more volatility to the upside. And obviously right now with Paul's chain and PulseX as well, because of the Richard Hart case being dropped, it probably get that. Oops.
That's not what I wanted. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can share the Pulse chain screen if you want.
Yeah, if you would. While he's sharing that, George Walters wants to know, will you open up the course again at a later time? Ooh.
No, this is the last time forever, you guys. This is
yeah, I think you guys said you're going to keep it open on my end for what, 5 days?
Yep, so
and then of course the next time will be the next quarter, correct?
Correct. So about 3 to 4 months from now will be the next time. In terms of 5 days, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it'll be until Tuesday the 4th.
Okay, perfect.
At midnight. So
okay,
there we go.
Tuesday at midnight. Karn, this is interesting. Says, I never paid for the course because I always use profits from the last one. This will be my 7th one. There is always at least one webinar that makes me bank. Also, the Richard Hart case dismissed. We printing
money right now.
Money. Hey, Hex Lambos, man. Hashtag.
Literally, our group might be the only people. I mean, our group has been so freaking happy this last month.
Oh, of course.
Even with this drop, right? Anytime Bitcoin drops, everyone gets like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Before the Bitcoin drop, everyone was kind of like, "Oh no, Solana season, it's over. Meme coins are down. What am I going to do?" And we were just printing money with Shadow and Sonic. We literally got people into this new brand new DEX, or a brand new exchange essentially called the DEX, called Shadow.
Okay.
That went from $5 to $200.
I bet.
And
$5 to $200?
$200. And then on top of that, you were earning, thousands of percents of yield, APR and stuff like that. So people were making, hand over fist money that we told guys when, start taking some profits. And even right now, after everything that's happened, after Bitcoin crash, it's only down less than 50%. From its all-time high, which is incredible. And then on top of that, the yield and the money is still incredible on Sonic. And then what's happened now Pulse Chain's going up. Now everyone's making a ton of money on Pulse Chain. I don't know. I know maybe it's a recession for other crypto guys, but not for the crypto mindset.
Wow, very, very nice. George Walter says, so my understanding, I can still get into the course till the 4th of March. Yes, because tomorrow is the 1st. They're going to hold it open for 5 days, including today. So March the 4th will be the last day.
And only through Donovan's.
Only through my affiliate link. It is pinned at the top of the chat. Had another super chat here. Bankai guy says, because my Google stayed on, it paid for the CMC Q1 and the Citadel for the year. Let's fucking go. I like that. Very, very good. We had another super chat earlier. Oh, never mind. I had already read that. Final thoughts, guys, on the crypto mindset course Q1. Miguel, fire first, man.
I mean, yeah, it's the premier course to learn about cryptocurrencies, but not even just that. I mean, we have so many return customers. We've helped. I think we've officially passed about 18,000 customers served, but we've helped over 18,000 people in the red pill space primarily, get on board into crypto, learn about crypto, make money in crypto. And, it's one of the things we're most proud of is that, to give back to the space that's given us so much and giving me so much. We're empowering the red pill and making, and if the largest wealth transfer in history is happening right now, we're making sure the red pill gets their piece of it, and a big piece of it.
Damn right. Good stuff. Charlie, your final thoughts.
Yeah, now's the best time to be paying attention in crypto, especially if you've been looking around at the 4-year cycle and been curious about crypto and just been like, hey, I kind of want to understand this now that it's a major thing geopolitically, or hey, I'm already in this, but I've kind of been jaded by it the last couple of years, and I'm not so sure. Well, like now is the freaking time, because the simplest chart you can look at is Bitcoin's yearly chart, which has green, red, 3 green years, green, red, right? So three green years, 1 red year, and that just keeps going. And so right now we opened the beginning of this year at $93,500 for Bitcoin. We're below that. So anytime we're below that this year, that's a discount. And it's most likely, I would say, like, give it a 90% chance that Bitcoin has a green year. If it has a green year of 150%, like it's had the last 2 years, and what that was its average in the last cycle as well, that would be about $202,000. Well, about $202,000 or $201,000 Bitcoin with the low that we currently had in the last move. So I don't know. Might be a good time. Might not be. That's up to you guys. But hey, if you want to make some money, come join us.
Good stuff. Yeah, guys. So yeah, guys, my affiliate link is in the chat. I will put it in the description. As always, Charlie and Miguel, thank you guys very, very much for making time for us today. I might actually find myself down in Vegas next week to join you guys.
Let's do it.
I think it'd be a good time to sort of meet up and do this face-to-face thing. I apologize, I missed the last one. Man, that sucks. I had a lot going on. But hopefully when you guys do the big party next time, I'll definitely be able to come to that. So thank you guys very, very much.